Hi, JD here from theinstituteofwow.com. Just thought if you're a business owner, you might like to listen to the next 2 or 3 minutes of this. I'll make it a quick one. Netflix revenue model. I had an event on the weekend where members of my coaching program came to the Gold Coast, and we went through all things marketing, because the instituteofwow.com is all about showing people how to get new clients or new leads. And we spent a bit of time talking about the Netflix model. And if you have a product or service, you might like to think about how you could turn your revenue model at the moment into something that might be a subscription model, which of course is Netflix. And you know, the Telstra company, or telecommunications companies like Telstra and Optus, have been doing this for a long while, and we've all just been part of it. Maybe we didn't recognise it. The health funds like the HCFs and stuff like that, they've been doing it forever as well. And we just pay out. Insurance companies, same thing. You may find that your product or service could be very, very applicable to a Netflix model. In my instance, I don't have any sort of hourly rates when we have a coaching program to show people how to get more leads and more conversions for their business. It's a Netflix model. It's a subscription program. And the reason I explained to everyone, I explained to everyone at my conference on the weekend, the reason that I do it that way is that there's every chance in the world that when I have a meeting with someone, that I might pull something out that's a game changer. And if I was to charge an hourly rate of $200 or $300 or $500 or $1,000 an hour, whatever it might be, it's not fair to me. If I pull out something that's going to make them $500,000 or $1 million, and I get, $500 for that first hour, we have a coffee and then we both walk away, then that's not a smart revenue model for me. And I'm in the IP business. I'm in selling what's in between there. And so therefore it's a silly system if I was to charge on an hourly rate, like an accountant or like perhaps most lawyers. If you're in the ideas game, like I am, then there's every chance in the world that somebody is going to get a game changer idea from me in that first meeting, and so therefore, it should be a fair system in terms of what they pay for that. I'm not guaranteeing it. I told everyone at my event on the weekend, I cannot guarantee that I'm going to pull out a game changer idea in that first meeting, but more times than not, we certainly provide the client, the new client, with something new to think about out of that first meeting. So therefore, my model is a monthly subscription program, which people join a 12-month program. If you're in the IP business, if you're in the advisory business, you might like to think about this. I've even convinced my son, who has his own accountancy practice, or has at least part ownership in his own accountancy practice, to revert to a Netflix model. So instead of hitting people with, if you like, an invoice come tax time, he allows them to pay a modest amount of money each month over a 12-month period. Just have a think about it, okay? I had a member of my program who was at the event on the weekend, and I was explaining how I had provided him with an idea. He produces a machine which is a counterfeit identification machine for retailers. A lot of retailers are worried about counterfeit money these days. And so therefore what happens is that he sells that for $300 or $400, and the retailer just has it on their counter, and when they get cash notes, they just run it through. They put it into the machine that tells whether it's counterfeit. And I said to him that he had some staff come to one of my events some time ago, and I was just revisiting the story. The story was that his staff told me about this, and they said that it was a tough sell when they walk into retail shops to get them to part with $300 or $400 for this little machine, about the size of an A5 book, I guess. But when I said to them, imagine how much easier it would be if you just charged them not $300 or $400 for the machine, but $9.95 a week, or $27 a month, or whatever it might be. But of course they pay that ongoing for quite some time. If they stop paying, then you take the machine back. Their eyes became the size of saucepans, because they realised then that the Netflix model would net them a hell of a lot more money than just getting $300 or $400 for the machine once. And it's a model that suits both parties, by the way. In my instance, if people were to pay for me to, spend a day with them up front, it would be quite a sum of money. I know you might be sitting there going, why? Just give me a second whilst I pat myself on the back, okay? But seriously, because I'm in the ideas game, the marketing ideas game, there's every chance in the world that I'm going to give them a game changer idea in that first meeting, or 2 or 3. And so they realise that if they join my program, they might milk the living daylights out of my IP and me for that first month or so, because that's when the heavy lifting, for me at least, gets done. But the fact is that if they don't need my help so much in the third month, then of course I will still whack their credit card. Why? Because in the first month or two I probably gave them 6 months worth of my time and my IP, but I only charged them each month for that. So in other words, if the first month they went nuts and just had phone call after phone call and meeting after meeting and Skype call after Skype call and email after email, I still just charge them the monthly fee. But of course, if they go away to Fiji in the second month and they don't use my services so much, then I still whack their credit card because it's the merry-go-round and the swings. And so therefore, that's the benefit. It's very fair for both parties. It's fair for them and it's fair for me. So think about how you can consider doing what Telstra has been doing for a long while, what the health funds have been doing for a long while, okay, and what the insurance companies have been doing for a long while, and that is charging people a monthly fee. And I think the counterfeit retail, cash machine that I told you about just a moment ago is a great example of that. If you are interested, here comes the subtle pitch. If you're interested to know how this works, then you might like to book a call with either myself or one of our people. You'll see a link above or below here or beside me. It depends on what platform you're watching this on, where it's bookawowcall.com. Okay, so if you want to click that, you can book a call with one of us and we'll tell you about our programs. Or if you wanted to learn how to put together a marketing plan that has the Netflix model in there, then just click the other link, which is wowmanifesto.com, and that'll take you through to a little short video that explains to you how to put together a marketing plan, and that if you want to take things further, you can contact us from there. I'm going to get out of here, but I thought it was something that just came up on the weekend, and everyone in the room was really interested to know how they could swap their current revenue model to a Netflix revenue model, where it's actually, a subscription on a monthly basis, like forever. It's a hell of a lot more appealing to, business owners, but probably more appealing to your customers too if you get it right. But you've got to get it right. And I'm not saying that we've got it perfect, but we've got it near right. And we might be able to pass on some information to you if you want to change your model, which it might be currently just a oncer, into a repetitive income model, which I affectionately call the Netflix model. Okay, you know what to do. There's links above or below or beside me. Just click those and we can hopefully help you.